Teacher Shell Learning Resource Channel. Let's read a short story with comprehension check. The Substitute Teacher. Josh waved to his mom, sat down, sighed, and looked out the window. He checked his watch. He would be at school in about 10 minutes. His stomach was full of butterflies. The bus stopped, and 5 more students got on. Maddox sat down next to him and gave him a nervous look and a half smile. "Are you ready?" he asked him. Josh shrugged his shoulders. Their teacher, Mrs. Whitman, was gone for the day, and they were having a substitute. Normally, they wouldn't mind this, but their teacher had told them that Mr. Stafford would be filling in for her. The boys had never had Mr. Stafford before, but the older kids had told them all about him. Brandon said Mr. Stafford had tattoos all over and the biggest muscles he had ever seen. Max said that he had piercing blue eyes, a thick dark beard, big teeth, and a huge scar on his face. They both said that Mr. Stafford was the biggest, meanest, and scariest teacher they had ever had. The bus came to a stop and Josh looked up. They had arrived at the school. He took a deep breath and walked off the bus. Josh and Maddox headed up the second grade hallway. They were walking a little more slowly than normal. Josh noticed that Mrs. Whitman wasn't standing at the classroom door like she usually was. He sighed again, put his hand down, and walked into the classroom. He looked around the room for their substitute teacher. He didn't see the big, scary man anywhere. Puzzled, he said to Maddox, "I don't see him. Do you?" Maddox pointed, and Josh's eyes followed the direction of his finger. He spotted their substitute in the reading area with several students. Maddox and Josh instantly felt better and smiled. Mr. Stafford didn't have huge muscles or scars. He didn't have tattoos all over him, and his eyes and teeth were normal. He didn't look scary at all. He was an older man, wearing gray pants. a plaid shirt, a dark green cardigan sweater, and glasses. He had a warm smile and gentle laugh. The kids all began to clap as he finished reading a story. Second grade. I hope you enjoyed that book. Are you ready to start our day together? I'm looking forward to it, he told them. Josh smiled. Suddenly, he was really looking forward to it too. Your turn to read, kids. Good job! This time, let's answer the questions from the story. Number 1. Why was Josh feeling nervous on the bus? A. Because they were having a substitute teacher. B. Because they had a big test. C. Because he forgot his homework. You're right. The correct answer is letter A, because they were having a substitute teacher. Number 2. Who was going to be the substitute teacher for the day? A. Mr. Stafford. B. Mrs. Whitman. C. Mr. Maddox. You're right. The correct answer is letter A, Mr. Stafford. Number 3. What did the older kids say about Mr. Stafford? A. He was very nice. B. He was the biggest, meanest, and scariest teacher. C. He was very funny. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. He was the biggest, meanest, and scariest teacher. Number 4. What did Brandon say about Mr. Stafford? A. He had a kind smile. B. He was very old. C. He had tattoos all over and big muscles. You're right. The correct answer is letter C. He had tattoos all over and big muscles. Number 5. How did Max describe Mr. Stafford's eyes and beard? A. Blue eyes and a thick dark beard. B. Green eyes and a thin beard. C. Brown eyes and no beard. You're right. The correct answer is letter A, blue eyes and a thick dark beard. Number 6. What did Josh and Maddox notice when they arrived at their classroom? A. Mrs. Whitman was at the door. B. The classroom was empty. C. Mrs. Whitman wasn't at the door. You're right. The correct answer is letter C. Mrs. Whitman wasn't at the door. Number 7. Where did Josh and Maddox find Mr. Stafford? A. At the teacher's desk. B. In the reading area with several students. C. Outside the classroom. You're right. The correct answer is letter B, in the reading area with several students. Number 8. What did Mr. Stafford look like? A. He had small muscles and tattoos. B. He was an older man with a warm smile and glasses. C. He had big feet and a huge scar on his face. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. He was an older man with a warm smile and glasses. Number 9. How did the students react to Mr. Safford after seeing him? A. They were still scared. B. They felt better and smiled. C. They ran away. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. They felt better and smiled. Number 10. What did Mr. Stafford say to the class after reading his story? A. I hope you enjoyed the book. Are you ready to start our day together? B. I'm the biggest, meanest teacher you'll ever have. C. Let's have a test now. You're right. The correct answer is letter A. I hope you enjoyed that book. Are you ready to start our day together? Summer nights. It is nighttime in the summer. Luke, Jake, and Connor look up at the sky. Jake sees the Milky Way. Luke points to the moon. It is a half moon. Connor looks at all of the bright stars. After they study the sky, they collect fireflies in a jar. They hear an owl hoot loudly from a nearby tree. The boys love being outside on summer nights. They sleep in a tent so they can stay out all night. When they are ready to go bed, they climb into the tent and use the fireflies as a nightlight. They let the fireflies go in the morning so they can catch them again the next time they sleep outside. Your turn to read, kids. Good job! This time, let's answer the questions from the story. Number 1. What do Luke, Jake, and Connor do first at nighttime? A. Collect fireflies. B. Look up at the sky. C. Set up their tent. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. Look up at the sky. Number 2. What does Jake see in the sky? A. The moon. B. A shooting star. C. The Milky Way. You're right. The correct answer is letter C. The Milky Way. Number 3. What does Luke point to in the sky? A. A full moon. B. A bright star. C. A half moon. You're right. The correct answer is letter C. A half moon. Number 4. What does Connor look at in the sky? A. The Milky Way. B. The bright stars. C. The moon. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. The bright stars. Number 5. What do the boys collect in a jar? A. Fireflies. B. Butterflies. C. Spiders. You're right. The correct answer is letter A. Fireflies. Number 6. What sound do the boys hear from a nearby tree? A. A wolf howling. B. An owl hooting. And letter C. A dog barking. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. An owl hooting. Number 7. Why do the boys sleep in a tent? A. To stay out of the rain. B. To stay warm. C. To stay outside all night. You're right. The correct answer is letter C. To stay outside all night. Number 8. What do the boys use as a night light? A. A flashlight. B. A lantern. C. Fireflies. You're right. The correct answer is letter C, fireflies. Number 9. What do the boys do with the fireflies in the morning? A. Keep them in the jar. B. Let them go. C. Give them to a friend. You're right. The correct answer is letter B, let them go. Number 10. Why do the boys let the fireflies go? A. So they can catch them again the next time they sleep outside. Letter B. Because they don't like them anymore. C. Because the fireflies are dangerous. You're right. The correct answer is letter A, so they can catch them again the next time they sleep outside. Homework or video games. Brad loves to play video games. His favorites are Disney games. Brad got home from school one day, and his mom asked him if he had homework. He did, but he thought about saying no because he wanted to play his games. Then he changed his mind. He knew that if he lied, he would lose his games for a week. He did his homework first and still had time to play 2 games before dinner. He knows it is best to be honest. Your turn to read, kids. Good job! This time, let's answer the questions from the story. Number 1. What does Brad love to do? A. Play video games. B. Play sports. C. Read books. You're right. The correct answer is letter A, play video games. Number 2. What are Brad's favorite types of video games? A. Racing games. B. Puzzle games. C. Disney games. You're right. The correct answer is letter C. Disney games. Number 3. What did Brad's mom ask him when he got home from school? A. If he wanted a snack. B. If he had homework. C. If he had a good day. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. If he had homework. Number 4. What did Brad think about doing when his mom asked if he had homework? A. Saying no. B. Saying yes. C. Ignoring her. You're right. The correct answer is letter A. Saying no. Number 5. Why did Brad change his mind about lying? A. He remembered he had a test. B. He was too tired. C. He knew he would lose his games for a week. You're right. The correct answer is letter C. He knew he would lose his games for a week. Number 6. What did Brad do first when he got home? A. He played video games. B. He did his homework. C. He had dinner. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. He did his homework. Number 7. How many games did Brad play before dinner? A. 1. B. 2. C. 3. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. 2. Number 8. What is the lesson Brad learned from this experience? A. It is best to be honest. B. It is fun to play games. C. Homework is easy. You're right. The correct answer is letter A. It is best to be honest. Number 9. What would have happened if Brad lied to his mom? A. He would have extra homework. B. He would lose his games for a week. C. he would have to go to bed early. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. He would lose his games for a week. Number 10. Why did Brad still have time to play games before dinner? A. Because he didn't finish his homework quickly. B. Because he didn't have much homework. C. Because he started his homework early. You're right. The correct answer is letter C, because he started his homework early. The blanket drive. Mr. Kant's students were very concerned about a hurricane that had just happened in Mexico. It had gotten very windy. The wind blew trees over and damaged houses. After the wind, there were heavy rains. Houses and streets were flooded. The class spoke about what it would be like in Mexico. They discussed how the houses and all the things inside would be ruined. Ava said, "People will need clothes. They'll need new blankets to keep warm," Melanie added. "My sister has a ton of clothes. We should send those to Mexico," said Brett, thinking of how upset his sister would be to come home to an empty closet. "Brett, that's brilliant," said Ava. "It is?" replied Brett, who didn't think he had ever said anything brilliant. "Yes, it is," exclaimed Ava with excitement. "You, your sister, Melanie, and I, and everyone else in the school can bring in our extra clothes and blankets to send to Mexico. We all have lots of stuff, and now they need some of it." "Let's do it," Melanie said. "My mom has a whole closet full of blankets. We don't need that many." The classroom was buzzing with chatter as the students talked to Mr. Kent about how they could collect clothes and blankets. Some kids were going to make signs that said "Blanket Drive." Other kids were writing a newsletter. Everyone was going to ask their friends and relatives for old clothes and blankets. Brett was put in charge of stacking all the clothes and blankets in the gym. Everyone was excited, except Brett. Am I going to have to miss recess for this? Brett said, groaning. Maybe this isn't such a brilliant idea. All week long, students brought in clothes and blankets. News of the blanket drive spread, and people living all over the city brought in more clothes and blankets. Even Brett was impressed by how generous people were. Everyone in town was talking about the blanket drive. The local television station sent a camera crew to the school. The reporter wanted to know whose idea this was. They found Brett in the gym. Behind him, thousands of blankets and pieces of clothing were stacked almost to the ceiling. The interviewer asked Brett, "This was a brilliant idea. You must be very proud of yourself for thinking of it." Brett looked at the mountain of clothes behind him and then looked back at the camera. No, it wasn't a brilliant idea, Brett said thoughtfully. We had a lot of stuff, and those people in Mexico really needed some of it. We're just trying to help. It's simple. Your turn to read, kids. Good job! This time, let's answer the questions from the story. Number 1. Why were Mr. Kant's students concerned about Mexico? A. A drought had happened. B. A hurricane had just happened. C. There was an earthquake. You're right, the correct answer is letter B. A hurricane had just happened. Number 2. What did the hurricane do in Mexico? A. Caused heavy snowfall. B. Made it very hot. C. Blew trees over and damaged houses. You're right, the correct answer is letter C. It blew trees over and damaged houses. Number 3. What did Melanie suggest people in Mexico would need after the hurricane? A. New shoes. B. New blankets to keep warm. C. Food and water. You're right, the correct answer is letter B. New blankets to keep warm. Number 4. What was Brett's initial idea for helping the people in Mexico? A. Sending extra clothes. B. Sending toys. C. Sending books and school supplies. You're right, the correct answer is letter A. Sending extra clothes. Number 5. Who was put in charge of stacking all the clothes and blankets in the gym? A. Ava. B. Melanie. C. Brett. You're right, the correct answer is letter C. Brett. Number 6. How did Brett feel about possibly missing recess for the blanket drive? A. Excited. B. Indifferent. C. Groaning. You're right, the correct answer is letter C. Groaning. Number 7. How did the local television station contribute to the blanket drive? A. They donated money. B. They sent a camera crew to the school. C. They organized a concert. You're right, the correct answer is letter B. They sent a camera crew to the school. Number 8. What did the reporter call the idea of the blanket drive? A. It is an amazing idea. B. It is a terrible idea. C. It is a brilliant idea. You're right. The correct answer is letter C. It is a brilliant idea. Number 9. How did Brett describe the idea of the blanket drive during the interview? A. As a simple act of helping others. B. As a mistake. C. As his own personal project. You're right. The correct answer is letter A. As a simple act of helping others. Number 10. What was the overall response from the community to the blanket drive? A. It was ignored. B. People living all over the city brought in more clothes and blankets. C. It received only a few donations. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. People living all over the city brought in more clothes and blankets. In search of courage. Pete did not like storms. He did not like flashes of lightning or rumbles of thunder. Storms scared Pete. It is okay to be scared, his mom said. We all get scared sometimes. Still, Pete did not like storms. No need to be scared, his dad said. The storm is outside, and you are safe inside the house. Still, storms scared Pete. One day, Pete's granddad came to visit. While they sat at the table eating lunch, a storm blew up. A really big storm. The lightning flashed, and the thunder rolled and banged. Pete felt scared. Granddad put his hand on Pete's shoulder. Where is your courage, boy? His granddad asked. Does it go into hiding during a storm? Pete began to search the house. He searched under his blankets and in the bottom of his toy box. Pete searched the shadows where flashes of lightning could not reach. Pete found no trace of his courage. Pete checked the corners of his closet and up in the attic. Pete checked spaces where the rumbles were quieter. Still, no trace of his courage. Pete looked in the bathroom and down in the basement. Pete looked in places where the bangs did not sound so loud. Still, Pete found no trace of his courage. Pete's granddad found him sitting on the basement steps. What's the matter? His granddad asked. I've looked
all over the house, and I can't find my courage anywhere." Pete's granddad began to laugh. "What's so funny?" Pete asked. "Didn't you notice? The storm's over," Granddad replied. Pete began to laugh too. "I guess I was so busy looking for my courage, I forgot to be afraid." Your turn to read, kids.
Good job! This time, let's answer the questions from the story.
Number 1. What did Pete not like? A. Snowstorms. B. Rain. C. Storms. You're right. The correct answer is letter C, storms. Number 2. What scared Pete during storms? A. Wind and rain. B. Flashes of lightning and rumbles of thunder. C. The dark clouds. You're right. The correct answer is letter B, flashes of lightning and rumbles of thunder. Number 3. What did Pete's mom say about being scared? A. We all get scared sometimes. B. It's not okay to be scared. C. You should never be scared. You're right. The correct answer is letter A. We all get scared sometimes. Number 4. What did Pete's dad say about storms? A. Storms are fun to watch. B. You should go outside and face the storm. C. The storm is outside and you are safe inside the house. You're right. The correct answer is letter C. The storm is outside and you are safe inside the house. Number 5. Who came to visit Pete during the storm? A. His uncle. B. His granddad. C. His friend. You're right. The correct answer is letter B, his granddad. Number 6. What did Pete's granddad ask him during the storm? A. Where is your courage, boy? B. Are you still scared, boy? C. Why are you hiding, boy? You're right. The correct answer is letter A. Where is your courage, boy? Number 7. Where did Pete search for his courage? A. Outside in the yard. B. In his closet and up in the attic. C. Under his bed and in the kitchen. You're right. The correct answer is letter B, in his closet and up in the attic. Number 8. Why did Pete's granddad laugh? A. Because Pete was still scared. B. Because Pete found his courage. C. Because the storm was over. You're right. The correct answer is letter C, because the storm was over. Number 9. What did Pete realize after his granddad laughed? A. He had found his courage. B. He forgot to be afraid because he was busy looking for his courage. C. He was still scared. You're right, the correct answer is letter B. He forgot to be afraid because he was busy looking for his courage. Loving dog. Old Mother Hubbard lived in an apartment in a large city. She had been there for many years. Her only friend was her little dog, Mort. Mort loved to spend the evening sitting in Mother Hubbard's lap. One evening, Mort barked and barked. Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to get him a bone. There was nothing in the cupboard. "I'm sorry, Mort. I do not have any bones," Mother Hubbard said. Mort whined and whined. Mother Hubbard put on her coat. "I will go to the butcher's and get you a bone. Be a good dog." Down, down, down the stairs, Mother Hubbard went. She stepped out into the cold and shivered. The wind blew her gray hair out of its bun. "Do you have a bone I can give to my dog?" Mother Hubbard asked. The butcher shook his head. "I'm sorry, I do not have any bones." Mother Hubbard sighed. She went back out into the cold. She walked up one street and down another. She went to the bakery for bread. There was no bread. She went to the pizza parlor for pizza. There was no pizza. She stopped at the grocery store for peanut butter. There was no peanut butter. Mother Hubbard finally went back home. Mort met her at the door with his tail wagging. "There are no bones," Mother Hubbard said. Mort whined. "There was no bread." Mort whined. "There was no pizza." Mort whined. "There was no peanut butter." Mort whined. "All I was able to bring home was me." Mort jumped up and licked Mother Hubbard's face. She was all he wanted. Your turn to read, kids. Good job! This time, let's answer the questions from the story. Number 1. Where did Old Mother Hubbard live? A. In a cottage in the countryside. B. In an apartment in a large city. C. In a small house in a village. You're right. The correct answer is letter B, in an apartment in a large city. Number 2. Who was Mother Hubbard's only friend? A. Her cat. B. Her bird. C. Her little dog, Mort. You're right. The correct answer is letter C, her little dog, Mort. Number 3. What did Mort love to do in the evenings? A. Sit in Mother Hubbard's lap. B. Play with toys. C. Sleep in his bed. You're right. The correct answer is letter A, sit in Mother Hubbard's lap. Number 4. Why did Mother Hubbard go to the cupboard? A. To get herself a snack. B. To get Mort a bone. C. To clean it. You're right. The correct answer is letter B, to get Mort a bone. Number 5. What did Mother Hubbard find in the cupboard? A. A bone. B. Some bread. C. Nothing. You're right. The correct answer is letter C, nothing. Number 6. Where did Mother Hubbard decide to go to get a bone? A. The butcher's. B. To the bakery. C. To the grocery store. You're right. The correct answer is letter A, the butcher's. Number 7. What happened when Mother Hubbard asked the butcher for a bone? A. The butcher gave her a bone. B. The butcher said he was out of bones. C. The butcher was closed. You're right. The correct answer is letter B. The butcher said he was out of bones. Number 8. Which places did Mother Hubbard visit after the butcher? A. The bakery, the pizza parlor, and the grocery store. B. The pharmacy, the toy store, and the bookstore. C. The market, the fishmonger, and the deli. You're right. The correct answer is letter A, the bakery, the pizza parlor, and the grocery store. Number 9. What did Mother Hubbard find at the bakery, pizza parlor, and grocery store? A. Bread, pizza, and peanut butter. B. Different kinds of treats. C. Empty shelves. You're right, the correct answer is letter A, bread, pizza, and peanut butter. Number 10. How did Mort react when Mother Hubbard came back home without any food? A. He barked angrily. B. He jumped up and licked her face. C. He ran away. You're right, the correct answer is letter B. He jumped up and licked her face.